Just rip it, dude.
Just rip it out.
Just rip it.
What the fuck? Give it back.
What's up, guys? This is a another That's the Way Gameplay and Go.
Take two.
Somebody else.
No, tired of coddling.
All right, all right, guys. This is another That's the Way Gameplay and Go video. We're resurrecting this series, and in this particular video, we wanted to talk about the new Zelda and how it relates to the other games in the series. So,
is that the specific subject matter? Because I thought we were just talking about the game.
So did I just not give you enough
planning? We planned this. No, we didn't plan.
I didn't give you enough heads up to actually think that through.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have much to say because I haven't played it. So there you go.
So really, you two are irrelevant to this video because I'm
bullshit because he watched you play.
Oh, it's true. He watched me play.
I went to Jay's place.
He's got first impressions.
Okay.
And simply put, I was blown away. Actually, the game exceeded my expectations. I saw the trailers and stuff that came out that Nintendo put out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this looks really cool." Had some slight reservations though, but then when I saw you playing it, like the thought they put into that game is incredible.
What were your reservations on it?
I don't know. I was just kind of, I don't know. I was just kind of, I didn't want to.
Because you're that guy, or what?
He's always.
I didn't want to overhype it and then be disappointed by the game.
Sure,
that's him. He's always like tempers his expectations for stuff like this.
Absolutely, which is a wise way to go in my opinion.
Okay.
That being said, like. I don't have the Switch yet. I can't afford it, so I'll probably be getting the Wii U version in the next month or so. But I already know I'm going to be late for work like the first week I'm playing because I'm going to be up till 4 in the morning.
You better just like take 2 days and call in sick.
Yeah. Seriously.
And just play for 48 straight fucking hours.
And also edit the next mini cell first.
Yeah, do
please.
that
before I buy the game.
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing though is I know you and your son are playing the game literally constantly. Went over to his place. We went out and we did a bunch of stuff. And they
hold on. Hold on. I got to interject here. So I'm out driving Uber, trying to earn a buck or two. I get a call like 3 maybe
in the afternoon.
3 in the afternoon,
something like that.
From this fuck, and he's all like, "We're coming over," and I'm like, "For what?" "To film, fool."
It was a little. That's
to film, fool.
That's true, but it was about 4:30 because when I got to his place at 4:30,
okay,
he was still in his underwear playing the game. 4:30 in the afternoon.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I'm Ubering right now, but we need video, so I'll go home. I'll stop what I'm doing and go home, and you know if they're on their way. Hour passes, well, still no sign up, but that's normal. That's normal. An hour. 2 hours passes, still kind of in the normal range. 3 hours, it's been known to happen. Once it gets to like the 4 or 5 hour, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And all I get is a text back of he texted me from his phone of a picture of him playing Zelda. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. I just said, I'm going to kill you.
He texted me, says, when are you guys coming over? What's going on? So instead of explaining it, I figured I'd just show him what happened.
And then with a brief kind of like, yeah, we'll come over tomorrow instead. I'm like, you.
But that is the power of this new Zelda game, actually. When I was sitting there watching it, I didn't care about going to your place anyways either. It's on a different level from anything else I've ever seen for the franchise in particular,
really
but just
is.
in general.
9 days I've been playing this game, and I literally have put, now at this point, because when you were over, and the other day I tweeted saying, you know, I probably got about 70 hours of gameplay in on this thing in like a week. I'm probably closer to like 100 hours at this point. Like the literally the marathons that I'm having playing this game, and I'm trying to add them up. And me and my son got up at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Okay, Friday we came home. I had a softball game Friday. It wasn't too late of a game, so we came home. I let him stay up a little bit late. We played for a couple of hours. We got up at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. We played from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. When I finally was like, dude, you gotta go to bed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's spring break spring break, so it's not a normal thing me letting him stay up that late. But I sent him to bed at 2, and then I was up till 6. playing the game.
After he went to bed.
After he went to bed.
You got another 4 hours.
Another 4 hours in. And so that one gaming session was, what is that, like 19 hours or something? It's 18 hours or something. It's stupid. And every day has been like that, where it's been no less than, if I say 8, that's an understatement. I think it's been no less than 10.
And I know when you two aren't playing the game, all you're doing is talking about the game.
We're talking about the game.
That's all the conversation is.
Where
it's
we're
about
going to go
else.
next. Yeah. See, me and my son, we do a lot of gaming together. That's what he wants to do. Like, I would get up, and I would turn the game on, and I'd be up before him. And then he'd come in and sit down and be like, okay, what have you done? Let's go here next. I wanted to do this last night and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, like, that's all we're doing. All we were doing is playing this game. And I say we were. I don't want to be here filming this because I want to be over there at home playing the game right now.
You actually just said that before.
I just said that. I said,
I
said, what are we filming? Let's do it. I could be playing Zelda right now. Mm-hmm. Literally, those were my words.
And that's the thing, actually, is I've never seen you like this. I've never seen you this giddy and excited over a game. And this is including things like God of War and GTA and Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I've never seen you this excited over a video game before.
Yeah.
Not since we were kids.
Yeah, sure. And that's the power of this game, and that's how awesome this fucking game is. Now, as good as this game is, it's not without flaw. And again, I'm going to make a separate video on my own. Really, I call it a thoughts video because I did it with Uncharted 4. I've done it with Tony Hawk 5. And I've done it with a few games, but they're essentially their reviews. I just don't like calling it a review because I'm not a reviewer. But I'm going to give honest opinion, and the game's not without flaw. There are a couple things in the game that are extremely fucking irritating, but at the same time, it's kind of really neat, and we were talking about some of this. The weather. The weather, you know, you go from night to day, the sun rises and falls and all that other shit.
Which tends to happen from night to day.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like in the game, obviously, you know, you know what I mean, asshole. But aside from that, you know, the weather, depending on what environment you're in, you know, if you're in the desert, it's hot, it's sunny. At night, the temperature actually drops to where it's borderline too cold for you, just like it does in real deserts. Temperatures drop hard in the deserts, and a lot of people don't realize that in real life. You know, it can be 110 degrees, and then at night, it drops down to like 65 degrees or something. That's huge. That's a huge drop. It does this in the game. If you're on the top of a mountain and there's snow and all that kind of stuff, and you know, the rain and thunder and lightning and everything, like, all that is cool, but there are aspects of that irritate the fuck out of me that at times make the game unenjoyable. Okay? But you just got to wait for it to pass. You got to wait for the rain specifically, and I'll go into way more detail on my channel with it. But as cool as it is that this much thought was put into something like this, it's to a point of being a hindrance at times. You know, if you're looking for a shrine, you're trying to scale a mountainside or something like that, the weather affects you and affects how you climb, and the rain especially.
I think that's great, honestly. You know, that it is that more realistic, that they put that much thought into making it more of a challenge and making it more lifelike.
Well, yes and no. Again, that is real life shit. Rocks are going to be slippery if you're trying to climb them in real life. But when you're on a mission, when you have a goal, when you're looking for something, when you're, you know, whatever, and you take 3 climbs up and then you slide down.
I think that's awesome.
You take 3 climbs up, then you slide. No,
that means you do something else while it's raining.
Hang on, though. And you say it's awesome because you haven't dealt with it.
Whatever.
That's why you're saying it's awesome, because you haven't dealt with it. To me, that's a big flaw in the game, in my opinion. Now, there's cool things, too, with the lightning. Like, you can get struck by lightning. This, again, I'm going to go into so much more detail on everything on my channel, from sound to music, sound effects, to just everything. I mean, even stuff like running on the grass versus running on stone versus running on a wood bridge or something like that. It's all different. It's all different sounds, you know, the wind howling and shit like that. I'm going to go into graphics. I'm going to go into gameplay. I'm going to... The game is legit as fuck, basically. It's extremely well put together. This is a fucking $1,000 game. Like, you can get that much fucking usage out of it. You know, $60. If you're like, oh, I paid $60 for this game, I feel ripped off, whatever game it may be. Nintendo could be like, you're only paying $60 for this game, you're ripping us off.
It's
that
worth
good.
every penny.
It's worth every motherfucking penny and then some. So, I mean, I don't know. What else do we want to talk about? Like,
what were your thoughts about the game, Billy?
I haven't played it.
So, what else?
Well,
Give me some more.
I was okay. I was okay with the graphics. I've been waiting for a truly realistic looking visual style in a Zelda game.
It's not realistic looking.
No, I know. If you let me finish, you fool. Going back to the GameCube, Nintendo had put out this demo where they had shown a more realistic looking Link, like a more realistic version of Ocarina of Time, fighting and stuff. So that's what everybody was expecting. So when they came out with that kind of cel shaded
I remember that
look, I was like,
everyone was pissed.
yes, because it was a shock, because it wasn't what we were expecting, and I was furious. Of course, I went to buy the game, but when I went in, I was complaining to the guy that was ringing me up about the visuals, and he said,
Damn you!
he said, but yeah, and I distinctly remember this. He said, but yeah, it's like playing a cartoon, though. And when he said that, I was like, oh, wow.
Which
like,
game are you talking about? I don't think
Wind Waker.
Wind
Wind
Waker.
Waker, okay.
It completely changed the way I looked at the game. So I was okay with those visuals at that point. And this is kind of like a hybrid
Yes.
between realistic and that kind of Wind Waker look. So I'm okay
Yes.
with these graphics. I think it's a smart decision because I think this game is going to hold up in another 10 years, whereas a realistic game right now is going to really look dated.
I liked Wind Waker when it came out. I thought the cell shaded was really good.
See,
I thought it was like you were playing a cartoon. I honestly like it better than Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
and if I'm being honest about that, like, the cell shaded look turned me off so much about Wind Waker, I didn't even play it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I've heard that I missed out on a good with that, and I mean, it's Legend of Zelda. I would say it's kind of hard to make a bad Zelda game because they really haven't. Well, the second one.
And in
Wasn't
hindsight,
great,
that
but-
was a very wise decision again because
Phillips did a pretty good job at that CDI.
Okay, yeah, true, but I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the cell shading, and this is, like you said, it's a hybrid. Like, basically take Wind Waker and take Ocarina or Majora's Mask with updated graphics, obviously, and art and whatever, and combine the two, and it works. It works. Like, it's not distracting to a point where you're going, oh, that just looks stupid. That looks fake. That doesn't even look real. It's not.
it's stylized
works.
enough to where you accept the fact that it isn't a truly realistic
Well,
game.
here it is.
Sure.
Here's the thing, though. As huge as that world is, as big as the map is, I doubt that they could get anything. I doubt the Switch could handle, and that media potentially could handle something that ginormous
Possibly.
and have a photorealistic look to it.
And that's actually another thing that struck me. This game, in that instance, in the grand scope of the game, it reminded me of the first time I played Ocarina of Time. Because at that moment, playing Ocarina of Time, that was the most vast, expansive, you know what I mean, game that I'd ever seen. And it felt like it was an actual world that just went on forever. Obviously, it didn't. And it's, with time, you realize how small it is. But the first impressions, what struck me with that game is how I feel about this new game. How it just looks like it goes on forever.
I actually felt that way when playing Final Fantasy VII the first time, because I thought the whole game was going to be in Midgar, the city, the domed city, and then as soon as you get out of the city and you realize there's this huge fucking world that you got to go through.
It's true. Even like Grand Theft Auto when they, I guess, modernized it on PlayStation 2, for 3 and Vice City and whatnot. The map was so much bigger than it was in 1 and 2.
And how does this
Andreas.
map compare to other games like GTA or
I mean, it's no secret, but it's fucking big. Like GTA 5.
It's comparable to GTA 5.
It's
I think.
bigger than GTA 5.
But GTA 5 is probably the closest comparison.
I would say, that I've played.
Skyrim is big, but it's not. I don't think it's as big as.
I don't think it's as big as GTA 5. No, but it's huge. And what I like about this, as big as a world as it is, you have these shrines that you can unlock. Okay, and there's like these really tall towers that you know, basically all you gotta do is climb to the top, use your Sheikah Slate, and it unlocks that map, like that piece of the map.
Tell me you can fast travel.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's exactly what I was getting at. But there's shrines all over the place too. There's 120 different shrines, and you find these shrines, and you go in there, and you solve the little puzzle, the riddle, or whatever it is that you got to do inside of them, and it gives you an orb. Well, these orbs are what you trade in for heart containers, and you trade in for, you know, to get your stamina higher and stuff like that. And once you beat one, you can fast travel there at any moment. Any moment. And the loading times aren't bad. They're not extreme. They're not, you know, it's not like you're sitting there like old PlayStation days waiting half an hour for something to load up. You know, it's pretty quick. It's not too annoying. And during the loading screens, it gives you tips, gives you hints, it gives you things. Like I was reading it the other day, and I've put a damn near 100 hours into this game, and one of the tips was, if you see a shooting star in the sky, try to set a waypoint and go over there. You might find something cool.
And it's something you would have never even considered.
No, wouldn't have even thought about it. Wouldn't even considered it. No, exactly.
One thing that I was kind of tickled over is you went to I guess it was Kokiri Village, right? Mm-hmm. And it was nighttime, and just the kind of atmospheric effect. The wind was breezy, you know, kind of breezy, and you had the town music and stuff. And I was like, dude, I want to live here. The atmospherics were amazing in this game, and we sat there for almost half an hour just throwing food, cooking it into the pot, going up with different combinations to see what it would give us. And we had a ball doing it.
Yeah,
cooking food.
What
is that? That's insane.
in this game. Like,
as stupid as that sounds, it's true.
Yeah, anyone at this point who hasn't watched a video on this or played it themselves, you're missing the fuck out. Like, you have to buy this game, even if it's the Wii U version. But Jay, I don't have a Wii. Go buy a fucking Wii. It's worth going and buying a Wii U right now because one is cheaper than a Switch. Mm-hmm. Just for this game, if you buy nothing else on that Wii U, you have to experience this game. It is that fucking good. Okay, and something that they've done in this game is you can walk around and you collect so many different things. You collect like foods, you collect berries, you can collect bananas, you can collect watermelons, apples. That's a big one. There's a ton of apple trees all over the place all the time. Well, all you gotta do is you can climb the tree, pluck it right off. You can chop the tree down and you can pick them up off the floor. Well, every town basically has a fire with kind of like a metal bowl.
A cauldron.
Thing. Thank you. But not as deep. It's anyhow. You can take and you cook this food. Well, so like an apple, if you eat one apple, it replenishes half a heart. If you cook it, it doubles it. It's a whole heart. And you can hold up to 5 items. So with apples, you hold 5 apples, you throw them in there, it's going to go from what would have been 2.5 hearts by eating 5 apples to 5 full hearts. And it changes the icon completely to like this plate of, you know, what looks like fruit, basically. Well, you can kill animals in this game. From fox to wolves to sheep to I found a fucking bear, okay? Just different animals. And you can cook that meat too. And what this does, this is how you replenish your energy, because there's not fairies floating around. There's in some spots there are, but you got to find the fairy fountains basically first.
But not only that, you can cook the meat and it increases the heart potential of each stat.
Yes.
But you throw sea salt in and herbs and carrots and mushrooms, and it makes a larger, heftier, you know, replenish as far as your life meter goes.
And it helps with certain things like your stamina, like it'll give you extra stamina depending on what you throw into it.
Some stuff helps you in cold weather or hot weather.
Exactly. Like there's peppers, spicy peppers that you can buy. Well, you cook these up, and if you eat them, it'll give you a time limit on how long you can be out in the cold. Like it heats your body up basically, so you can go into an extreme cold situation and walk around just fine without needing to have any kind of special armor, you know, cold resistant armor or anything like that. And the more peppers that you cook in something like this, the longer your time. You cook one, I think it's like 2.5 minutes. You cook like 4 or 5, it's like 17, 18, 20 minutes, something like that.
And that's
you can
the type of
walk
thing
around and explore because you have these peppers, even though you don't have and there's vice versa too. There's fruit that protect against extreme heat. Mm-hmm. You know, there's stuff that helps your strength. There's stuff that helps your stamina and stuff like that.
But I think that's the thing that really blew me away when I was watching your son play. Like the first 10 minutes he's playing it while you were taking a dump. I just sat there with my mouth open like a slack-jawed idiot because I was blown away by the game.
Well, one, you are. Two, yeah, no, it's that good. It's that good.
You were taking a dump.
But and even I mean everything about the game, you could tell that they put everything they had into it. The music is amazing sounding. You know, I mean it's beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, this is the type of thing that I've been waiting for because it's the type of game that you can just get lost in. And you can
absolutely.
go and just wander and explore every nook and cranny. Those are the type of games that I love. That's what I loved about Ocarina of Time is because at the time it was a game that I'd never seen where you could just go around and wander and explore every, you know, little forested areas and underneath the lake and stuff like that.
This is even more so because while you're out exploring around and whatnot, you run across people, you run across travelers and wanderers and things like that, and you go into towns and you run across different people who give you different side missions. And the side missions, I'm one of these guys. I play a game like this. I'm looking for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like a Lego game. I will break every motherfucking everything looking for shit. Okay, a game like Grand Theft Auto, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look for everything. This is one of those games. These side missions and these side quests, you earn stuff from these people, be it rupees, special potions, special items, that kind of thing. So it would definitely be in your benefit if you did some of these side missions. Some of them even, like you go after, you look for special horses, specific horses and things like that. Because you can stable 5 different horses.
Oh, that's another thing is
Yeah.
there's an amiibo kind of thing that you can use, right?
Yeah, there's you can get a Pona from the, I think it's Smash Brothers Link amiibo. Other amiibos, excuse me, there's different clothings and armors and stuff like that you can unlock just by having the amiibo, you know, and other ones will just drop food. So like every day I've got, what do I have at my house? 4 amiibos at my house, okay? One of them being that Smash Brothers Link. I just happened to have it. I bought it for my son because he wanted to play with Link or whatever. I forget what the fuck it was. Anyhow, I can take these amiibos every single day. I can put it on the controller, and they'll drop meat, and they'll drop, you know, sometimes rupees, sometimes precious stones, fruits, and things like that. I can pick up, cook up later, you know, and give me energy. And it's funny because the Link amiibo, I use it. It drops a chest. So there's a special item, a weapon or something inside this chest, amongst other things that, you know, fall around it. So I got a Epona once. Can't get it 15 different times. I guess you could, but I have Epona stabled, so I can go to any stable and get Epona out anytime I want. Mm-hmm. So now, I guess it registers all that somehow, because technology, it drops a treasure chest for me every time I use that amiibo. So yeah, there's another thing. If you have the game and you haven't been using your amiibo, you need to. You need to. So it'll, like I said, get your fruits and meats and...
So, I mean, what do you think overall, though, Billy? You've seen gameplay online.
I'm kind of pissed that I didn't get a Switch.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Is your son? He says, "Watch this." He has the two I guess button controller things, right?
This was
he
cool.
He goes like this, and Link automatically pulls out his bow and arrow and does the same thing, and he starts moving around like this. I was just like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like, dude, I was blown
he showed
away.
me that, and I don't know why he decided to draw it like a bow and arrow, but he did. And Link on the screen. And he was moving it around like this, and Link was moving around on TV, and I was like, holy shit, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's just freaking awesome
So
right there.
it's obviously the better version to get. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to play the Wii U version. But I've heard, you know, for the most part, other than the controls and stuff, it's about the same game. So I'm excited to play it.
It's... I said this, and... Don't get me wrong, the game's great and the game's amazing, and even at 100 hours in, I still want to play. I'm not like, I'll play it tomorrow, you know? But the more I play, the more flaws in the game I find. Which I wouldn't necessarily call a bad thing, but, I mean, for my video that I'm going to do, it actually gives me a better idea of more detail I can go into and more description and more whatever I can say about the video. Other than
Are these legitimate flaws, or is this more nitpicking, in your opinion?
Well, see, here's the thing. It's nitpicking. So there's nothing really major in my opinion, but it's nitpicky shit that for me, I talked about the rain earlier. I'm like, okay, because of this and this and this and this and this game is not a perfect 10 for me.
So
Okay.
if you had to, this prematurely in your experience of playing the game, if you had to rate this among the other Zelda games, where would this kind of fall for you?
See, and I was actually going to talk about that next, but I said, what did I say the other day when you were over watching?
You said this at this point was probably tied with the original Zelda for you.
Right.
As like your favorite.
Right. It's up there. It's up there because my two favorite are the original Legend of Zelda and then Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Those that's number 1 and number 2. That's been number 1 and number 2. Number 3 for me probably is Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess was actually really good. I know you never played it, but it was really good. This I would definitely put above Twilight Princess. Just because of the expansiveness in it, and see, this game takes characters from other games and puts them into this game too. And even down to Epona, that was in Twilight Princess, and I don't think it was in other games, but now it is.
It was in Ocarina of Time.
Epona?
Yeah.
Which was before Twilight Princess, though.
Yeah, 64.
But you can get this horse, and it's from a different game, originated from a different game. Okay? You can there's Octoroks in the game.
I haven't seen those guys. Well, actually, no, they've been around. They've been in several games.
Yeah, but everything is just more like...
Do they look more ghoulish, more fiendish, more menacing?
Yeah,
Ghoulish.
yes,
Yeah.
they do. But there's
Because
just...
when I was watching you guys play, I didn't see you run across any familiar monsters or anything. It was just like animals and stuff and giants in the background, like way off, like looked like it was 200 miles away, crawling up the mountains. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's like a lizard or an iguana or something like that. That's one of the 4... what do they call them? There's 4 different animals basically that you have to free because they've been possessed.
So
by...
that actually kind of reminded me of like Shadows of the Colossus. Is it kind of like that as far as like the scale of these monsters and stuff, or is it not as epic?
Yeah, like those big bosses like that, sure, because they're huge, they're enormous. But you don't fight them like you do fight something in Shadow of the Colossus. Mm-hmm. It's more of a situation where like, okay, let me do this to get on the inside. And that's the main way to beat this, is solve the puzzle that's on the inside of this huge elephant or this huge camel or whatever it is you're going after. Like the elephant, it watches over Zora's domain, okay, and has been possessed by Ganon and his evilness and whatever. And basically, you have to take the elephant back because it's in danger of flooding Zora's domain, which, they're aquatic people. It's kind of funny.
Why should it matter, right?
Right. But they even say it's not just us that it affects. It affects, the towns and environment around us too. So if we get flooded, they get flooded, basically kind of thing. So what you do is you ride on Prince Sidon, I think is his name, Sidon. He's Mipha's brother. Remember Mipha from what was it, Majora's Mask?
I never.
Wasn't that the first time the Zoras were introduced, or was that Ocarina?
No, this is Ocarina.
Okay, then either way.
No.
Were they in
Link to the Past?
Were they in Link to the Past?
Okay. See, I've never played Link to the Past.
I'm playing it
What
right
does that
now.
say?
That means we got to hurry up.
Okay. So anyways, what you're doing is you're riding around on this guy, and he's shooting these like kind of ice blocks at you, this elephant. So you shoot those with an arrow, and then he gets close to these waterfalls because they can swim up waterfalls, and he swims you up there, and you jump off, and then you got to pull out your bomb arrows, and you shoot these 4 different points, basically the 4 tops of the legs, to neutralize this elephant. And then from that point, now you go inside the elephant to free the elephant from its evil spell that it's under or whatever. But so those would, I guess, kind of be main bosses, and there's a bunch of sub bosses out and about in the open world. But no, to put this, like, where does this rank for me? Honestly, as of right now, if it's not number 1, it's damn close. It's damn close. I just have childhood and nostalgia and memories with the first one. It's hard to beat an original when something, because when Zelda came out, it's nothing like it. It was freaking great. It was amazing.
I think that's one thing the franchise has done, though, is every once in a while they'll do something, they kind of reinvent the wheel and give you an experience that you've never had before.
And they've done that with this game, with their franchise. I mean, are they doing things first? No, but they're taking things that have been done before and doing it well. So yeah, it's up there for me. It ranks very, very high on my all-time Zelda list. Definitely, probably number 2 above even Ocarina.
Ocarina's my favorite, and then Wind Waker, and then the original. And I got a feeling when I play this one, it's going to knock one of those off.
It will knock at least one of those down a notch. Maybe even all 3 of them down a notch.
Yeah.
It's that good, dude. It's that good.
It's going to take a lot to knock Link to the Past off the number 1 spot, but we'll see. I got to get a Switch first. And also, fuck Best Buy.
Tell them your story real quick.
So, Best Buy had more than the pre-orders, and so I got a ticket. It was midnight release. I was in line. I decided, you know what? I don't have the money. And then I got out of line. We went to go pick his up. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. I'm a fucking idiot. I have a Best Buy credit card. I could put it on my Best Buy credit card and not have to pay for it right now. It's the American way, right? Because I didn't have the cash up front to get it. So I went back to Best Buy right as they closed, and I've got the Switch, I got the Zelda, I'm checking out, and they're like, okay, so where's your credit card? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I don't have the plastic anymore because I lost my wallet on a mountain in Phoenix. But my account's still active because I'm actually paying on it right now. And I get coupons in the mail and all this other shit. So my account is active. And they were like, okay, well, let's just look it up for you. Sorry, we can't find it. I'm like, what do you mean you can't find it? I gave them all my info. All my info was correct. My social security, everything. And they just couldn't find it. And I have actually gotten something on that card before, but them looking it up. I didn't have the physical plastic. But for whatever reason, tonight when I'm getting a Switch, nope, not happening. So fuck you, Best Buy. You owe me a Switch. You owe me 2 now. So anyway, it looks like it's a good.
Anyway, so yeah, there's Zelda talk. Breath of the Wild. It's a good period. Go buy the game. If you haven't bought the game, go buy the game. If you like this to me, honestly, is a console seller.
Yeah,
It's a console seller.
Absolutely.
So
Game of the year?
I would say game of the year. I know there's a couple of other games out right now that everyone's talking about, but I'm so involved and immersed in Zelda that I'm like, that ain't even on my radar. I'm calling it though. Game of the year.
And it's funny seeing how everybody's talking about this game right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our thoughts, first impressions, if you will, on the new Zelda game.
You look like the worst supervillain ever with your little dog.